So nice to meet with you, Chantel and Ian from the Officient. But
Yes.
thank you so much for joining us. We are super excited to have you and just wanted to get to know your business a little bit. So this is not about us. We want you to tell us about you. And I'm going to start by, obviously, we know who Chantel is and we know who Ian is, but who is the Officient?
Most people wonder what digital marketers are. We do
Yeah.
websites and the associated digital connections. So websites, social media, email marketing, all of those kind of things. Basically anything that dials the needle on attracting new people via the internet or the web.
I love
Google
that.
ads, Facebook ads, all of those things.
We really like to help people grow online. Essentially, that's what we like to do. We like to partner with people to help them and support them in their goals of what they want to achieve. So if they want more leads or more sales, then we love to support them in any of the digital touch points online to help them achieve that.
So how did it start? So you've said that Chantel started it. So she was the brainchild. When was that, Chantel? What was that early history about?
Yeah, so 14 years ago, I started The Efficient. I noticed in Australia that there was lots of businesses that needed help in their business to grow to the next level, but they couldn't afford to hire multiple hats. Because of my past experience, I had marketing experience, office management, human resources. I thought, what a great opportunity. I can go in businesses and fill those gaps and help them grow to the next level. What I found, and in those early days, 14 years ago, there wasn't such a thing as digital marketing. So I was going into businesses and I was helping them, and they were like, we want more LinkedIn leads. We want to get some email marketing out. And so I started testing and measuring different digital marketing touch points and researching. And eventually that's all people were hiring me for, was just helping them to getting their marketing on like getting them out there online. And I love working out hacks. Like, there's technology is amazing, and I feel like you can use technology to your advantage. And I think a lot of people don't maximize it. And so I think I would do the research and I'd let data tell the story and dictate what we did next. And in some ways, that was a foolproof way of growing businesses. If you take perform an action and you get 100 reactions out of it, why not do more? Why not maximize that? And I think it gives businesses confidence that what they're doing and what they're investing is working when that data tells that story.
And so then
Yes.
Chantel got a lot of experience with various businesses and
Industries.
grew, and she has some regular clientele. And then Chantel and I met up. My background was IT and connecting things. And when we met up, I said to her, well, why aren't you looking after the hosting and all the website maintenance and all that? And she's like, that's not my interest point. But if that is yours, you come aboard. Let's do that then too. So I joined about 5 years ago.
4 years.
5 years in September. Oh, 4 years, yes,
4 years
that's
ago.
right. And we so that's where we started doing the full service part of it. So I look after the tech side of things and the connecting and the troubleshooting and all that. And then Chantel's the design and creative. My history was looking after networks. I mean, I built my own little website way back, but my websites look terrible. So Chantel makes them look nice. I make them operate and perform as best they can.
And we're both passionate about the data and moving numbers.
Yeah, and I connected Google Analytics to my original one-page website just as a personal project thing way back in, I think, 2000. It was very early. It was Google version 1. And the fact that you could get analytics and I could see a spike go up when someone jumped on the site was like, I was like, that's amazing. And that's still something that vibes us now when we see how many users are using the site, what they're doing, that they're interacting. That's what we want to see on websites that we look after. Yeah.
And I have to come back to this because I think it's quite unique what you offer, that not only you're doing all the front end, all the beautification of everything and optimization, but also the back end, because who's actually paying the website fees and who are they being hosted with, all the invisible things, but we still have to look after that as business owners, and so the two marry beautifully together. I really love that.
Yeah, and so often
How does that help your clients?
Yeah, so often we see that forgotten or neglected, and we've coined a term, digital mess. Quite often when clients come aboard, it's all those little pieces that they have no idea about. And so when they come to us,
and rightly sort of they're interested in their business, not in the tech side of things. And we get that. So yeah, we like to try and collect it all together for them, manage it, but have them in a space then too that they can access it if they need to or want to, they can get into it. So
yeah, and having all of that in one central place and taken care of is, yeah, given so many business owners, they feel supported and safe because all of their bits and pieces are connected and in one place and trusted with us. So they just, if they've got a problem, they just need to call us up and we can take care of it, which they love.
and the other part of that is that there's sales in the IT world too. So a lot of people have been sold stuff that they may not need. So it's kind of thinning down, you know, what do you need? Are you using this? Do you really need it? Like, let's just discontinue that or let it expire. You don't need it. But many people are frightened to turn things off or, and yeah, so we just let them know what they need and what we consider would be useful for them. And if they want something more, they can have it. But, you know, we can give them some fair advice.
And I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with that. It's quite terrifying when you are not in that industry to be touching things and playing with things that it could mean your entire website dies. So that is why we leave it to the experts for sure. That is what you do. Well done. So awesome. So we've got a little bit of a history of the business, a little bit of what you do. But what would you say brings you the most joy in your business? So what are the things that absolutely just go, oh, that was amazing?
I love when we meet with new clients and we get to know their business and what, you know, exactly what you're doing now is like exploring what makes them happy and why they started their business. And I think any business owner that started a business, it's a big thing. It's not to be taken lightly. And so I'm just really proud of business owners that they've taken that leap and they've invested in themselves. And so I really want to see them succeed. So I think that's the first part of it, is meeting different people and finding out about their business infrastructure, what's working, what's not working, and where they want to grow. And then the second bit is, seeing, like, dialing in numbers and doing work and then testing and measuring and seeing those results go up and seeing those leads being generated for our businesses. I think that's what brings us the most joy. Oh, and I think supporting and helping, like when business owners have been ripped off or they don't know what they're doing and they call us up and they're like, look, we've just got this email in and we don't know what to do with it. We love helping as well. I think that's the other thing that brings us joy.
Yeah, helping people. My 20 years of my history was computer help desk, people ringing in with problems and I was helping them out. So I've always loved helping people. But probably when you say what brings you most amount of joy, it's something that I connect with very frequently with Shan and I, where we do that and we present people their facts and figures, their data, and they see what's going on and they go, oh, wow, that's awesome. Keep doing that. And they really liven up about their business and their prospects. And I think what Shan said recently, a couple of times we've had clients go, oh, do you think you could turn down the number of leads? We're like, oh, that's a bad problem to have, isn't it? Like, can you turn that off? So we love having that success. That part really, really lights us up. But measurable success, like literally we can see what's going on. That's probably the biggest. That's my biggest vibe. That it's connected in, and I'm seeing exactly the data that's going on and the impact we're having. Sometimes discovering the fact that people have value in their web assets that they don't even know. That Google's ranking them quite well. And then they go, oh, we never even knew, so just allowing people access to the parts that's such a dark area for many people. I don't know what's going on in the tech world. Well, we just like to try and make that accessible.
Wonder. So is there specific platforms that you really love to deal with that you just feel like you excel at? Obviously you have experience on all of them.
Yeah, we have there's hundreds. We don't have. I wouldn't say we have experience.
That's a bad question.
But we have a broad cross section, and we definitely tend to try and specialize a little bit because that means your experience level in each of them goes up. But I guess the two platforms we're most experienced in is Shopify and WordPress, and we like both of those for two very different reasons. Fit for purpose. Shopify and ecom is, we think it's somewhat of a gold standard in e-commerce. I guess a bit like in counting zeros, kind of like that gold standard. But I mean, WordPress can also do e-commerce, but it's great on the leads style of site where you've got design and a lot of
Or technical tools, anything that needs a technical tool.
You've got a lot of scope for designing and doing things with the website on WordPress for the vast number of plugins and the vast amount of control you have over the look and feel of it. So so those two platforms we're very familiar with in the web side of things. But then
Google.
And Chantel's an Insta queen, I would say. So she loves the Instagram.
She is, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And also Chantel's really supportive in that Instagram, space as well. Very supportive with other clients and what they're doing. So I think that, helps us along as well, which is awesome.
She's always on the
great tips
for,
too. She always gives
recommendation in her feed or somewhere where she can jump into. Yeah, she's got groups running and all sorts. So that's
so I'd say Instagram, Facebook, and then the Google network, where I think we are specialists in the Google network in terms of the tools like Google Tag Manager, Google Ads, and Search Console.
All of them connect together, and that's the real basis of the success, is getting the connections, the data flowing between them, because they're all got very different, they're silos in Google, and unless they get connected and you give them approval to share data and everything, you don't leverage the real success of all of those platforms. So we love getting I love getting them all connected right, so that the data's flowing, and then the ads can succeed, and the search can succeed. Everything is successful if the data's flowing, but it's quite stagnated if it's not.
And I think data is so important. I mean, we agree with that wholeheartedly, obviously, in our field. But if you don't have the most up-to-date and most accurate data, then there's almost, you're working blind, aren't you? There's very little benefit of that. Very good. I like that. So here's another question for you. Ideal clients. Who would you say are your ideal clients? Somebody watching right now, who are they?
Yeah, we have two niches that we love, and they're so opposite. It's not funny, but we love industrial. So industrial materials or really unique products or services in that like industrial space. One of our favorite clients does timber aluminium, and then skincare. So why we love both of those is in the material space. It's a challenge, like it provides, there's so many like unique keywords and opportunities that they often haven't tapped into and then it's also, they often don't sell their product well in terms of the benefits and the problems that they solve. And so really getting into those customers and then presenting that online is like, I love that. And then with skincare, again, same thing, it's actually quite a saturated market. And so it's like, how do we make them stand out and be the best in their industry? So both of them provide like really cool and fun challenges from that data perspective. And also there's usually a good supply and demand in both of those industries, which we enjoy working with.
And I'd say from a data perspective, probably in the vicinity of that 5 to 10 user business size, where they need something to support. They maybe have 1 or 2 sales guys, and they need the digital support of that sales team, they don't, and they're looking, maybe they go a full-time marketer or IT or something, but they don't actually need a whole full-timer. They want some part-time assistance and support. That's really our ideal niche, where we can come in and provide a suite of support and assistance to a business
and partner with them
at a very budget friendly, compared with hiring someone specifically, and give them a large return on that investment for their spend.
Very interesting. Wow. As you said, 2 very separate niches there.
Yeah.
But I love the industrial side of things too, because that market is probably not really a market that really even thinks a lot about, the digital space, do they? Yeah. So so fun to tap into.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a large, it's where we feel like we can really lend that support, because it's normally the industrial people are very hands-on on all their products and what they know, but the digital side is kind of a blind to them, and we feel like we can really lend assistance there, and we've unfortunately seen so many of them get burned by the typical agencies. Look, we're going to be honest that in the SEO and website industry, there's been a lot of underhandedness, and it's you know, we constantly, even just this week of in the last 2 weeks, discovered you know, some people that they were paying an agency, and then when they stopped paying, you know, the agency did them wrong by them. They turned off stuff. They basically
removed back-end code so
yeah,
that
back-end code, so
Google
that
wasn't tracking their
Google
website
stopped
anymore.
working for them, and they just started they just took a dive. So all the investment they'd put in, that person just you know, pulled the plug on, which and unfortunately we see this time and time again, and we don't like that in our industry, and we want to be different and give people access to the things so they can't be then ripped off too. Teach them along the way. This is what you need to look after. This is what you need. You know, this is the stuff you need to care about in this space. And
I love
then,
that.
yeah, hopefully then,
And I can,
even if they grow,
sorry.
if they move on from us, they will at least know what they need to look at in their next business. So
Yeah. And I can vouch for that with you guys. Like, I actually first came in contact with you before you were even clients, but just because of that same situation that we had been through and someone had recommended you. So, I mean, it's absolutely to be able to trust somebody and to know that they actually have your business at heart rather than just the dollars that they're invoicing you. That's really something I can vouch for you too. You definitely people first, profit next. I mean, we need to make profit, but you know, we also need to care about the humans in front of us, and that's super important. You guys do a great job of that.
well, it's something we benefited from you guys too originally when we first reached out to you guys, and you said, "Oh, actually, I don't think we can help you right now." You like, and then we kind of worked out on our own stuff, and then came back when there's something you could help us with. So, I think being straight up and honest instead of going for a sale when you actually can't add value is a
good business practice.
It's a good business practice and ethos right the way through.
That's your part for sure. So talking about good business practice and your amazing business, what are you hoping for the future? What is the Officient going to look like 12 months from now or 5 years from now? What are your goals?
I think one of the big things that we stand for is one of the reasons the big agencies seem to have got this bad reputation is that they've grown massive and they have
lost the care factor.
Yeah, lost the care factor. So we're big on growing sustainably so we can keep the care factor in each of them. So we've just recently put on onboarding 2 assistants with us, one in the technical side for me and one in the client management side for Chantel and for us both. But we've really been particular about getting people who care as much as we do about the work and the results. And so just gradually growing in a way that can sustainably deliver the same quality results as we had as just the 2 of us. So I think that's key for me. I'd hate to become just another agency. And so it's not all about growth, but it's about just sustainably being able to add people on along the way and help them without burdening and without losing the value for the clients we already have as well. How to actually continue to service the clients we already have.
So eventually we would love to have like a cap on, so, you know, we don't have any vacancies this month. You have to wait till next month and wait until a client leaves before people come on board, so that we'll have a group of clients that we work with exclusively, and then they're going to get the best care based on that. That's what we would like to be in the future.
Perfect. And I also love that you are, you know, onboarding staff in a way that makes the staff ensures that they're going to carry through that same care factor. That is super important because staff come and go all the time, but if they don't have, you know, your values, then that can be very damaging to the business. So just taking the time, you know, even pausing, you know, taking a little step back in the growth, but just to make sure that you've got the right staff, that's really important.
And I think there's 2 pieces of work that we will probably refuse to outsource, and that is like the personal onboarding touch point with the client, the strategy, and the data. So, you know, we're going to get people, we're hiring people to support us to provide that best for the clients. Yeah.
Perfect. I love that. And I know you guys are so busy. I'm so grateful that you made a little bit of time for me today. It's been really lovely to chat, but I'm going to leave you with, I'm going to ask you one question just right at the end, that you can share with us. And that is, what is something that during the whole business, so maybe from the history to now, that has been the most exciting part? So what is the thing that, is there like in a particular event? Was it change of business structure? I don't know what it was. It could have been your first logo. That was just the most exciting thing that you think about for your business.
I think when I reflected back on the results that were produced for one of our longest clients, and seeing that they were, when we first started working with them, they were only getting 10 leads online. And then when I worked out that we were now getting them 400 to 500 leads per month instead of 10, I think that was a pretty cool moment of like, oh, what we do is really great for businesses. And then I also think so that's an external thing that's brought me a lot of joy and pride. And then the other thing I think is, like partnering with people like you and investing in our business to help it grow to the next level has been amazing. And getting that support to help us, instead of doing it all on my own. I think that's what's there for me, is like actually bringing people in to help create what I want to. I haven't been able to do it on my own, but when you partner with great people, it definitely makes so much more possible. What do you have here?
It's a tough question. I'd say from a technician standpoint, when I launched our first website on our hosting, that was a pretty exciting moment for me. And
only a technician can understand that, obviously.
I guess, and this isn't really a plug for you, but the other thing was there was a big relief when we finally had we could finally cut over into giving an accountant and bookkeeper, like, because that was something that as a technician, like I was looking after the facts and figures and preparing GST reports and all this kind of stuff, and we got some assistance with it, but yeah, when I finally was able to actually hand it over, it was like, oh, that was exciting and relieving.
And I think we felt like we're like, oh, this is next level. This is great. This is what
this is kind of like why we've finally got our business to a point of being able to actually sustain its own accounting.
Something. And you know what, that's lovely of you to say, but it's also the thing that all of us as business owners feel is like that first thing that we actually get to outsource, the first hat that we get to take off is quite a celebration, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the next one is recently when I've had a technician to actually hand something to, and he's come back
delegation
with results as good, if not better, than what I could have done myself, and I'm like, oh, this is fantastic. So that is another exciting moment. So there's exciting moments along the way.
Cool moment with that though was like being able to afford to go, no, we want the gold package with Sapphire profits. Like I think that was like, no, we want the gold pack. Like that was a cool thing. Being able to invest in your business and get the best instead of just entry level has been cool.
I think that investing in your business versus by yourself is there's exciting growth part to get to.
Good. And you know what? I should have done this at the beginning, but for those who don't know, Ian and Chantel are married, right? So it's not just a business partnership, it's actually a marriage partnership. So how is it working with your husband? I'll ask you, Chantel, because I'm a wife, and working with your husband's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the other thing. We do love working with other husband and wife teams because they get it. And look, I think
maybe that's the other part of the ideal client.
We love husband and wife teams. I think it has its challenges, and I think if you're not, we've always had that if it's going to what's the word, like not be good for our relationship, that we've got a parachute cord to pull at any point in time. Having said that, like none of us, there's been plenty of times that I've threatened to pull the parachute cord, but it's just once a month.
Yeah.
So we know that's not the problem. And so I think it's just being really open and talking to each other and communicating and also working through the problem together. And the other beautiful thing about it on the other side of the painful moments is that the growth that you experience both together and then together when you get those wins. So it's not that's my 2 cents on that one. What about you?
And we won't let Ian share his opinion. No. You can share.
I don't need to share that. It's been wonderful. I don't think I could have asked for anything anything else?
We would
No,
miss
it
each
was
other if
the
we
key,
didn't work
key to
together.
it, I think, as most guys, as most married guys will understand, and anyone who's listening to this would know, the key thing is when there's a disagreement, 4 or 5 years, it's definitely whatever she says. No,
Well
and that was
done. Love that.
we were married 5 years ago, but I guess it took us about 6 months for me to see what Chantal was doing, and then I was like, "Oh, how come you're not doing this and that?" And I had my own work going on, so that was yeah. But so yes, I think just we at that point when we decided, okay, let's do it together, we also always said it's not the work is not worth the relationship. So the relationship is more important to us than the work is. The work's important, but our relationship is too. So is more
Of
important. So
course.
with that sort of ethos in mind, it's always like, okay, do we want to still work together or not? That's okay. We've got an option to not.
And it's
We would miss each other
And
too much if we didn't.
our clients wouldn't suffer per se. You know, we'd still be around. And so yeah, but that was
it's
sort of important to
amazing.
us. If I could extract myself and the business keep running, that would be
And
cool.
that's true. That's super important, isn't it? I guess as well. But it's a beautiful thing to have two people, two personalities, and two perspectives when we're working with clients, isn't it? Because oftentimes it is that second perspective and an opinion that helps to round a situation out, problem
Yeah,
solve.
Ian has great attention to detail, and I get stuff done. I'm a doer, and I'm the creative, but he often brings this perspective of things I haven't thought of before. So he is a really important part of the team. Like it is great to have more than just you in the business, I think.
And
Sure.
really interesting to work team wise as that, because a lot of website stuff, you know, there's the blame game. It's like, oh, the creative wants to do this and the technician wants to do that, and they're like, but you know, it's like, well, okay, how do we resolve this? And you know, we have that tussle amongst ourselves. You know, do we need to add another plugin that's going to hurt performance? And we work out what's the best interest for you know the whole, and resolve that. So I think that's a key to any business, and it benefits us and our clients too. Yeah.
Nice. Excellent. You are the full package. It's been lovely to chat with you today. Really nice to hear a little bit more about the joys of your business, and keep going. Keep up the
Thanks,
great work.
Candice.
It's been lovely to chat. We will leave it there, and we hope you have a beautiful day.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.